Hello friends, and welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about IVE's Either Way, and can I just say, Kepler also put out an album today, making this the second consecutive Kepler comeback to come out at the exact same time as an IVE release, and it's a choice. It's a marketing choice, not one I would have made, but it's a choice. I just noticed this, I remember there's other groups that have done this, Oh My Girl and Dream did this for a couple comebacks, 17 and Twice used to do this all the time. I always just find it interesting. I find these things interesting. I'm weird like that. Anyway, let's go over this video is gonna work, because here's the thing. It's Yom Kippur today, and I'm a terrible Jew, obviously. I'm literally filming something on my phone, which you're not supposed to do. But here's the thing. I decided I'm gonna be a decent Jew. I'm not gonna eat today, so I want to get back in bed. So we're gonna go over how this video is gonna work. I'm gonna work through the song, Either Way by IVE. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and then I'm going to give it a score out of 10 at the end. However, I do have a few disclaimers before we continue. Disclaimer number 1, this song is a pre-release. However, I am of the opinion that your pre-release needs to be able to stand alone as a single. So I refer to pre-releases as titles. I refer to them as singles. I think that if you're going to put out a pre-release, it needs to be on the same caliber as a main title. That is my opinion. So I will be referring to the song as such. Disclaimer number 2, this song just came out. I've heard it a handful of times, but my opinions on it very much may change over time. Disclaimer number 3, everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion because, as the mug always says, music is subjective, and that is great. Okay, now that we have all of that out of the way, we can get started, and we're talking about Either Way. And here's the thing, okay? This song is fine. I'll give it that. It has been growing on me, though. That's the one thing I must concede. Even in just my time listening to this song, which admittedly has been not that long, it has already grown on me a bit. Let's get into it, though. First up, the background music. This was unsurprisingly composed in part by my worst enemy, Mr. Ryan Jun, who is inconsistent as hell. And while this is nowhere near his worst work, it doesn't make my ears bleed, which for him is a win, but it's also definitely not his best work either. Ryan has made some excellent background music for IVE. I will give him that in spite of my many issues with the man. He has made some great songs for IVE, and this just doesn't feel like an IVE song. It feels like a song that Ryan had composed already, or that Starship had in their vault, and they just kind of gave to IVE. Because IVE has a very, I would say, banger pop sound. They sound very poppy in all their songs. All their songs are very clearly meant to be dancey, poppy songs, and this just doesn't feel like that. As for the verses, they're fine. The first one, hear me out, okay? In theory, I could have gotten behind this first verse had it been in a different song, because in a different song, it could have built really well into a really good pre-chorus and then a really good chorus, but in the song that we actually got, there really isn't any of that build. It just kind of goes into the pre-chorus. It doesn't really, there's nothing that, escalates. It just stays the same, very toned down vibe, and that kind of makes the verse a bit boring. Same thing with the bridge. Had this very, very low-key bridge been in, say, an After style pop song, it could have really worked. It could have worked excellently. But if you're in a song where your entire vibe is just very chill and low-key, it's not gonna hit as hard. Okay, let's talk about the chorus. This chorus is a chorus, and it is a perfectly acceptable piece of music. However, I don't really like it that much. And that's a very rare thing for me with IVE. I love most IVE title choruses. The chorus for 11, Love Dive, and After, literally play on a loop in my head at all times. But this chorus, well, it's not bad. It's no kitsch. I have issues with that chorus. But it's not bad. But it's no I Am. It's no After, it's no Love Dive. It's no 11. I'm not saying every single song needs to be an absolute banger. There are amazing songs that I love that aren't that. However, from a group like IVE, I have a bit higher of an expectation. Big picture, though, I'm not going to call this IVE's worst title. I think Kitsch's chorus is what kills that song for me. However, I am going to call this IVE's weakest title just because the parts of Kitsch that are good are light years ahead of anything that happens in this song. The best parts of this song are just a step above the worst parts of Kitsch, but they are nowhere near the best. And then all the other IVE titles are just light years ahead of that. So while this isn't the worst title IVE's ever put out, it's definitely a step down in quality for me. But that is all I have to tell you about the song. So with that, it is going to be score time, and overall, I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. It is a perfectly acceptable song. There is nothing offensive about it. However, there's nothing really great about it either. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this song down below. Let me know what you think. You can also like and subscribe if you want to, or don't. I will be okay either way. And in the description, I'm putting all my other IVE reviews, so you can check all those out if you so choose. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!